it's me.
Hey.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna need you to come through for yourself.
I'd rather not.
You said you were gonna do these videos once a week.
Yeah, I did say that,
it's that
didn't
time
I?
of week again. So
Fine.
I'm really gonna need you to not take this on.
Okay. Bye.
These videos never get any easier. I'm telling you that much. Peter Piper packed a pickle. Peter picked a pack of wild pickles. She sells sea pickles. Aren't they cucumbers? If they're pickled, then why is he picking them? Don't you have to stick them in a jar? So some updates. This week has been really fun, really challenging, and really fulfilling, actually. So this week I knocked out orientation, which took a heck of a lot longer than I thought it was going to. FAFSA registration, and then regular scholarship applications, which was pretty fun, really enlightening. I'll get back on that. Also, I just wanted to talk to you guys about motivation and staying on your goals. Orientation was a blast. It was kind of a long process. I had to read a lot of just mumbo jumbo, how to get your terminology down. There's like 6 different programs that they use for school. There's Canvas, My Success, just your regular homepage, all the different things you need to know when it comes to tutoring, extra support from your student staff, your faculty, and different resources that the school has provided for you and what all your options are. To register for classes, I had to finish my orientation already, and it took me about 3 days because I gave it a little bit of time. I hate sitting down to just read over and over. No matter how important the subject is, it'll still get me every time, so I kind of give myself a break. So I would actually want to absorb the knowledge instead of just get it over with, and then later on when I might actually need it, I'd forget all about it, and I don't want that to happen with all of this. Secondly, I filled out my FAFSA. I don't know how that actually works all out. Pretty much all my tax information. It absorbs so much from the IRS. I'm kind of sketched out about the whole thing because who wants to deal with the IRS?
Unless they give me more than student checks.
But the fun part was actually filling out the scholarship for the community college. They did it all really easily on this one page. Who you are as much as you can. None of it really dealt with money. Just what your family situation is like, where your living situation is, how much of school are you willing to pay for, or can you pay for, why are you doing what you're doing. It was really exciting to answer those in essay format because I got to just type out who I was and what my dreams are. I could be really honest. If you're not the best at putting your words together or finding the best way to express yourself, no big deal. You can always have some help. There are plenty of resources for people to come proofread. Send it to a friend. I had to ask someone for a letter of recommendation, and that was not easy. I'm not very good at opening up, asking people for things. It's just not my style. I have a hard time asking for help with anything. If I can do it myself, I'd rather, because I had to have a really good humble moment and ask someone to put in a good word on my behalf. I actually ended up calling a school psychologist that I knew in middle school that knew me, and they thought it was really thoughtful that I would think of them. They were more than happy to. Reaching out to this psychologist, I looked up their name up on the internet. I don't know how I remembered their last name. I found them on the internet, and they spoke to me for a long time. They were happy I reached out, glad to reconnect. This has been since 2004, and they talked to me about psychology and opportunities, schooling that I could go into, and what's available to me. The best thing is they were willing to somewhat mentor me in different directions that I could take to pursue such a career. So I reached out to them for my letter of recommendation, and then as I did, they told me later on how much of a difference I made that day. They let me know that it meant the world, that I would continue to remind them of the difference that they've made and that they actually are continuing to make a difference. So there's no such thing as coincidences. Reach out to people, let them know how much of a difference that they've made in your life. And then you never know what connections you can forge and make and what new ones you could possibly grow, but what opportunities are going to come from it. So you never know until you try. You'll be surprised who's willing to just go out and say great things about you. And there's probably multiple. You probably have a lot more people in your fan stands than you think. So don't be afraid to just get out there. The biggest part of this week, though, was motivation. It got really hard to be motivated to do these videos. Last week was already a daily, and I almost slacked off on this one. Luckily, I had some really loving outside motivation to remind me of my goal and my dedication, my self-discipline to keep going on this, because somebody needs me and somebody's gonna need you. So keep on with your goals. But it was extremely hard. You're not going to feel super motivated every morning the same way that you were when you started all of this. Sometimes all you got to do is pick up the shovel and stick it in the dirt, and then you're going to want to dig the rest. You're just going to have to dig in and just go through the motions. The motivation was huge this week, especially with these scholarship applications. So this upcoming week, I get to meet with an academic advisor who's going to show me which classes I need to take and when I need to take them in order to have a plan to graduate in 2 years. And I will let you guys know how this next one goes. So you guys have a great week, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye!